Hey everyone, it's me again. It's Aisha, coming back with another video for you all. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to everyone who watched my first video on how I combed down my locks. As you can see, I have a different hairstyle today. I got me some feed-in braids. Hopefully they will last me for about a month. But today's video is not about hair at all. Today I will be making a salmon Greek salad. So I post a lot of different salads to my Instagram stories, and I always get questions on what's in them, how I make them, and I even have people telling me that they don't even really know how to make salad at home. So I just really thought it was a good idea to share with you guys how I do make my salads at home. This is a great recipe for meal prep if you want to make something that's going to last you for a few days. This is also a good recipe to follow if you are looking to either lose weight or maintain weight and, keep your waistline down, because while we're on lockdown, nobody wants to gain the quarantine 15. And even if you did, you still might want to find some food choices to help you lose weight. And this salad will solve all your problems. It's high protein, it's low carb, and it's really, really good. So let's get started on how to make it. First things first, let's get into this grocery list. So I got a filet of salmon from Giant, and it ran me about $21. To season it, I used liquid Aminos, which is a soy sauce alternative. You can usually find this in the natural aisle of the grocery store. I used Badia garlic salt, chili powder, chopped onion, cilantro, and Worcestershire sauce. For my salad base, I used romaine lettuce, Matchstick Carrots, red cabbage, Feta Cheese, tomato, yellow onion, and cucumber. So first I went in to clean off the salmon. I used white vinegar and half a lemon. And then I went in and rinsed off the salmon really good. Really, really good. You want to make sure that your salmon is rinsed off thoroughly. Then you can go ahead and bring it to your countertop, or you can leave it in the sink. And the next thing I did was pat my salmon dry before I seasoned it. When that is all dry, you want to go in and get ready to season your salmon using the ingredients that I listed before. Seeing as though the salmon that I bought does have the skin on, I'm only going to season one side. I'm going in and I am putting the aminos on the salmon first. Then I'm going in with my garlic salt. You don't need a lot of this particular garlic salt because a little bit goes a long way. It's very, very salty if you use too much. Next, I'm going in with my chopped onion. Usually I have onion powder in my cabinet, but today I didn't. So I'm just using this chopped onion. Next, I'm going in with my chili powder. This gives the salmon a little bit of color when you put it on the stove. Kind of makes it a little blackened. Then I'm going in with my cilantro and give it a little color. Next, we're going to chop the salmon up. So here I am just chopping the filet up into like 6 to 8 ounce pieces. I probably should have cut the salmon before I seasoned it, just so it wouldn't be as messy, but it's okay. To each his own. If you prefer to do it the other way, that's completely fine. So as I was cutting the salmon, the skin started to be a little difficult to cut off. So on some of the pieces, the skin ended up coming off before it started cooking, and that's perfectly fine. Now, before we start chopping our lettuce, we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees. So I've set my salmon aside, and now I am chopping the romaine hearts. I cut down to just about where there's no green leaves left. And for me, one good serving is about 1 romaine heart. So for this video, I'm just doing 2 just so I can have some extra lettuce left. As you can see, I am dumping the cut up lettuce into a bowl to prepare to wash it. Again, I'm going in and using my white vinegar and some cold water to soak while the salmon is cooking. Just testing the water to see the temperature. And when it feels cold, I go in and just submerge the lettuce into the cold water. And I will let this soak while my salmon is cooking. Before I start preparing my salmon, I am going in to chop up my onion, tomato, and cucumber, which are the other toppings on my salad. Before I went to cut these, I did wash them. I like to wash off my tomato and cucumber with soap and water. Yes, that's right, you heard me, soap and water. I use a little bit of soap, rub it on the vegetable, and then I use hot water to make sure I get all the suds off. I like to chop up my onion, tomato, and my cucumber very thin. I'm not a huge fan of cucumbers, but on a salad, if they're chopped up thin, I can tolerate them, and it's actually pretty good. Next, you're going to prepare your stovetop to make your salmon. Here, I am using avocado oil. Avocado oil is really the only oil that I use when I'm sauteing things. I used to use olive oil, but as you can see the label on the bottle, it says it's good for up to 500 degree Fahrenheit high heat cooking. And usually olive oil is good for up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. So avocado oil is my go-to. Now you want to turn your fire on medium and allow the pan to heat up a little bit. Put your oil on, and you're going to wait a little bit more for the pan to get hotter so you can place your salmon on it. Now what you want to do when the salmon starts cooking, you want to watch it. It can be left on one side for, I would say, about 5 minutes maximum. The longer you keep it on one side, of course, the more blackened the salmon will be, but also it will start cooking more, and you will be able to see it raw versus cooked. The white part of the salmon is, of course, the cooked part, and the raw part is still the pink part. So when it gets to either being on one side for 5 minutes max, or to a point where you feel like you just want to flip it, or you can even check to see how blackened it has gotten, then you can flip it over and prepare it to put into some type of dish for you to put it in the oven and continue cooking. While the salmon is cooking in the oven, we're going to make sure that our lettuce is completely dry. I've already dumped it into the strainer, but now I'm going to put a paper towel inside of the strainer to catch any extra water that might be dripping off of the lettuce. So here I am just putting in the base of the salad, my lettuce. I like a lot of lettuce in my salads. It makes me a little fuller. Adding in my carrots, then my purple cabbage, then my cucumber, tomato, and onion mix. Kind of layered it, so I'm getting the onions from the bottom, tomatoes from the middle, and cucumbers from the top. Then I'm getting my feta cheese. I love cheese. And feta is one of my favorites as well. Just going in to pour that while I wait for my salmon to finish in the oven. The salmon is finished in the oven, and I always like to check to make sure it's done all the way through how I like it. I like my salmon to be not well done, but not pink in the middle, but still kind of tender. So I just use like a knife to check to make sure there's no pink there, that it's not raw in the middle, and it looks pretty good. So we're good to go. And now we are going to prepare our salad. Our salad is fully prepared. The only thing we're missing is our salmon. So I am just putting on however much salmon I want to eat at that time to my salad. I'm trying to get a pretty little piece, but I don't know if you can see it, but the skin did come off the salmon. It usually does that when I pan fry then bake it. And if it doesn't come off, I just take it off because I don't like the skin of the salmon. And here's our finished product, our salmon Greek salad. For my salad dressing, I'm going to use Ken's brand Greek dressing. It has feta cheese and olives in it. It's really, really good. If you decide to make this recipe, please tag me on Instagram. My IG name is in the description box below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'll see you in my next one.